ThisDay. Today is Friday, February 9th, and I'm your host, Bobby Higgins. Coming up on the show today, we have Dean White with Caring Senior Services. He's going to give us some insight about his business and how to figure out the cost for in-home and long-term care. And after that, we have Cole Young with this week's Sports Corner. And now let's take a look at our Stay Informed. A week from Monday is President's Day, and this day will not air so that we can bring you two special documentaries. February 19th at 9 a.m., we will present Ronald Reagan, An American Journey. It's an in-depth look at one of the most influential and popular political figures, the 40th President of the United States. From his early career, the assassination attempt, trailblazing international relations, to his personal life with First Lady Nancy Reagan. The film features special archival footage, news coverage, and debate speeches. Then on noon on President's Day, we take you back to the days of Camelot when we air JFK Remembered 50 years later. The 1,000-day presidency of John F. Kennedy was filled with a multitude of dramatic moments featuring his inaugural speech, the Bay of Pigs, the Cuban Missile Crisis, through the tragic death by assassination. The documentary includes rare footage from the JFK Presidential Library and an interview with Ronald Reagan about JFK's legacy and impact on the world. Be sure to join us here at Village Television when we celebrate President's Day with you. And now let's take a look outside. The recent storms have finally passed. It's still wet out there from this morning's showers, but the rain is done and it'll remain partly cloudy and cool for most of the day, but become more sunny as the day goes on and the clouds move out. Today's high is 58, and tonight it'll drop down to 43 degrees. Going into the weekend, we'll see lots of sunshine and it'll be mostly sunny but cool with highs in the low 60s. On Monday, more sunny skies, and there will be plenty of sunshine for Tuesday as well, and this trend will continue through next week. Now, taking a look at your sunrise and sunset, this photo is from Mark Rabinowitz. To me, I think they're saying, hey, where do we go from here? Or maybe they just need to get their ducks in a row. Yes, pun intended. If you'd like to send us your pics, we'd love to feature them here on This Day, so please email them to us at Laguna Woods Village TV at gmail.com. And stay with us. We have Caring Senior Services coming up right after the break. But first, here's a look at today's meetings.
Adapt to it, we strive to make the everyday tasks easier by providing our customers with the tools they need to be successful. We carefully explain the use and care of all of our equipment. Adapt to it has been in Laguna Woods for over 20 years, and we know that nothing in life stays constant. So we can help you adapt to all the changes in your life. Adapt to it sells and rents items and always delivers with a smile. Come in today to experience what we mean when we say, when you can't change it, adapt to it.
Irvine Barclay Theater is your home for the best in live entertainment. Here's what's coming up next.
To see the cool, clear eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth.
For tickets and information, visit thebarclay.org.
The Salvation Army Orange County is committed to building hope in people's lives rather than just more shelters. The Center of Hope, a comprehensive homeless care solution, combines a 325-bed emergency shelter, 72 permanent supportive housing apartments, on-site medical, dental, vision, and mental health care, and an award-winning drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. Donate today to transform lives, create safer neighborhoods, and provide an opportunity to end chronic homelessness in Orange County.
We believe every senior should be able to remain healthy, happy, and at home. At Caring Senior Service, we understand the value of compassion and companionship. Our caregivers promote health, happiness, and independence. We cook nutritional meals, engage in meaningful activities, run errands, do light house cleaning, and more. Call us toll-free at 833-926-3700 or visit our website, CaringSeniorServiceLW.com. Healthy, happy home. Caring Senior Service.
Welcome back to This Day. Joining me now is Dean White with Caring Senior Services. And Dean, so nice to see you again. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah.
That was great seeing you as well.
We're just talking about the weather and the rain and
Yes.
how exciting it is to be up in the mountains. So do you have plans to go skiing or snowboarding?
I definitely do. I'm a big snowboarder. I ski and snowboard, but I really love snowboarding. And so this year I'm testing out a new board and love to get up there. I know that I only have so many more years that I can snowboard before I need to turn into some skis and let my knees relax a little bit.
Yeah. I definitely tried for like 2 years to do snowboarding, and then finally I was like, I can't get off the bunny slopes, so I'm going back to skiing. So at least I can hit an intermediate slope.
Exactly.
So tell me about Caring Senior Services.
Sure.
I know you've been on here before, but maybe
Yeah.
for those residents that haven't seen you, this is their first time. What are some of the things that you guys offer?
Yeah, so Caring Senior Service, we provide caregivers that come into the home. We have a little slogan. We want every senior to be healthy, happy, and at home. And so there's a number of things that we provide, and some of them can be as simple as some light house cleaning, some laundry, meal prep, companionship. We'll even go to the grocery store and go shopping and take someone to the doctor. But there's a lot of things that a caregiver can come inside and just help mom or dad and their whole well-being. And it also, our caregivers take detailed notes, and so we then send those notes to the family members, and so they know what's happening with mom or dad, and that gives the whole family a good peace of mind.
Oh, absolutely. And that is just something you can't purchase, having that peace of mind and knowing that your loved one's being taken care of.
Yeah, definitely. And we have a lot of independent seniors. They want to live alone.
Yeah.
Or they're
I would
just
say
happy.
most people probably want to stay in there. Who wants to go into,
A facility,
Yeah.
yeah. Most people want to stay at home, and there's great statistics that people live happier and healthier at home. So by bringing a caregiver in, even if somebody comes in 4 hours a week, they're able to do some meal preparation, go grocery shopping, take care of some meds, help them with a shower, etc.
That's such a huge help. And so today's topic is pricing. It seems
Yeah.
like, healthcare cost for seniors is growing. It can be really confusing. What does it cost to have a caregiver come into the home?
Yeah, it's a huge world to navigate, right? You have your retirement set up, the kids are trying to take care of you or help you out, and then we need a caregiver. What does this cost? What's the pricing? And on average, there's a lot of different agencies, and you can get a caregiver through Facebook just by putting a little ad of yourself. They may not become bonded or licensed or have all the things that an agency has, but that's usually between $30 and $45. And at Caring Senior Service, we offer a flat rate. So that's a little bit different than a lot of other companies.
That's awesome that you're able to do this flat rate. So do you have a minimum requirement to book a caregiver?
Yeah, we don't have any minimums at Caring Senior Service, but in generally, most companies do have a minimum. They usually have 4-hour minimum or an 8-hour, or they'll do a week. So for the whole entire week, we have like 20 hours, that's a minimum. Not for Caring Senior Service. We offer a flat rate. There's no weekend charges, there's no holiday extra charges. We don't even charge mileage if we go to the doctor for you and back, or to the dentist, or take you someplace. But within minimums, we don't have a minimum either. And so sometimes somebody just needs 2 hours that comes in twice a week or twice a day, and we're happy to accommodate that and help bring somebody in.
Yeah, I love that, because I'm sure there's just such a different gamut of what is somebody needed, and sometimes maybe you just want to put your foot in the door a little bit, like we need a little bit of help but not a lot of help, at least not yet. And and so it's nice that you can kind of gradually get into the service that you need.
100% is exactly right. You want to get to know the service that's it's providing, and also how it's working with a caregiver, especially if it's a brand new situation, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so if someone wants to extend their cash or retirement dollars, what other options are there out there?
Gosh, I'm so glad you asked, and I'm glad we're talking about this, because it's a question I get all the time, is how can I maximize things? And long-term care, if you have it, It's a phenomenal benefit. Now, you can't do 2 out of 6 major things like feed yourself or transfer out of the bathroom to the toilet or shower yourself or take care of your medications. But it's a wonderful benefit if the doctor does have to approve it. Other than long-term care, you might need to sell some property, and that would be another option that you could do. You might have life insurance that you could sell. And a lot of people don't realize that 2.5 million seniors will let their life insurance go away and cancel it, and they could sell it and in return use that for their care.
That's incredible. That's not something I had ever heard about before. I never even knew that was a possibility, to sell your life insurance. Yeah,
they can just give us a call and we can just walk them through it. But often people can get 3 to 4 times more than what their cash value is. And even if it's term insurance and can be sold, we're just looking for ways that can come alongside of a senior and help them with their finances.
Yeah. So what about the state or government? Is there any other resources that can help?
There is, and in fact, I think I have a little slide. We can turn to the next one. That right after this slide is one that talks about a couple different websites. One of them is IHSS, it's In-Home Supportive Services, and they can contact Department of Social Services, which is that www.cdss.ca.gov link. And the IHSS will provide so many hours. You do have to get approved through your Medicare. And then there's also SCAN, which is a Californian not-for-profit Medicare Advantage plan. And they can also get help that way. Probably about $25 to $26 an hour is what the average that they provide. And if you're a vet, which is huge, your benefit can be up to over $40 an hour.
Wow, this is incredible. I had no idea that there were these programs out there to help out. Is it a long process to, submit for this and to get approved?
It kind of is. Anything that with the government or the state, it tends to be a little bit of a long process. We can help you, walk you through it. There's also agencies that come alongside a senior and help them walk through it as well. All of them come down to a primary doctor is going to need to sign off on something. If it's with the Veterans Administration, then it's a doctor at the VA. But that appointment plus some paperwork, then probably about a 30-day period, then approval gets in.
Okay, wonderful. I mean, that doesn't sound too long. I thought you were going to say 6 months or something.
Oh, yes. No, I think it just depends on how, if you can get into the doctor.
Right, that's true. Yeah, by the time you do all the steps. And so basically, when you go to the doctor, you're saying there has to be 2 things that they no longer can do for themselves.
That's a typical 2 things,
okay.
Yeah. And those would be, again, like feed yourself. You need somebody to prepare your meals, or somebody to remind you of your medications, or help to get out of the bathroom, your bedroom to the toilet, right? Your bed to the toilet, or just even showering and bathing. So those are some of the major ones.
Okay. And so for these programs, do they look at financials or that kind of thing? Do you have to be in a certain thing there and for them to help you?
You do.
Okay.
So especially if it's a state funded, so you do need to have, they show how much money you are bringing in and how much money you have, and then they're going to calculate how much they're going to provide. It's all state things are that way.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing this with us.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so good to just find out that there are these things here. I wish I had known before my dad passed, because I know my mom and I really struggled on what we were going to do and how we were going to make it happen, and had no idea about all this in your company.
Well, good. Glad to help.
Yeah, thank you. If you would like to find out more about Caring Senior Service, you can check them out online at caringSeniorServiceLW.com, or you can give them a call at either of the phone numbers that you see right there on your screen. Stay with us, because we have Sports Corner with Cole Young coming up right after this.
everyone, and welcome to this Friday's special edition of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and I call this a special episode because the entire show will be dedicated to one specific event, and that is Super Bowl 58 with the matchup of the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming Sunday. I figured I'd take the whole show recapping how we got here, give a preview of both teams, and cover the major storylines. With that said, I'll get right to it. Starting in the AFC, the Chiefs started the season appearing to have somewhat of a down year. They opened the NFL season as the reigning Super Bowl champions. On a Thursday night in the first game of the season, the Chiefs hosted a team with tons of hype and postseason potential, the Detroit Lions. Detroit forced Patrick Mahomes to throw a pick six, and it was apparent pretty early that the lack of weapons on the Kansas City offense would appear to be an issue for Mahomes and the Chiefs all season long. The Chiefs started off the season 0-1, but they had plenty of season to go. Kansas City won their next 6 games before things started to go a little awry. The Chiefs lost to the Broncos in mid-October, their first time losing to Denver in over 8 years. Sitting at 6-2 and still a top team in the AFC, the Chiefs then went just 5-4 to finish the season, losing to the Eagles, Packers, Raiders, and Bills in a controversial last-second loss due to an offsides penalty. Despite a slight skid in the second half of the season, the Chiefs still managed to have one of the top defenses in the NFL, and Mahomes still threw for over 4,000 yards and 27 touchdowns. They entered the playoffs as the number 2 seed in the AFC behind the Ravens, and the stage was set for their rematch with the Miami Dolphins. At Arrowhead Field, this was one of the coldest games in NFL history, reaching close to -30. The Dolphins couldn't handle the Chiefs' defense nor the inclement weather, and the Chiefs went on to win 26-7. Rookie receiver Rashee Rice stepped up as the Chiefs' top receiver, catching 8 passes for 130 yards and a touchdown. A win in the wild card round meant that for the first time in his career, Patrick Mahomes would be playing in a road playoff game. And to make it even sweeter, the Chiefs and Mahomes traveled to Buffalo to take on their newest rivals, the Bills, in the divisional round. In yet another freezing cold and snowy game, it was an absolute shootout from start to finish. Despite Josh Allen tallying 3 total touchdowns, the Chiefs managed to defeat the Bills after a Buffalo missed last-second game-tying field goal. Travis Kelce re-emerged in this game, proving he is one of the best postseason tight ends of all time. He would finish this game with 75 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. The Chiefs were now set to appear in their 6th straight AFC Championship appearance, but in their way stood the best team in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens had the number 1 defense and number 1 rushing offense, and by all accounts, they were set to be in the Super Bowl. Even though the Chiefs did not score a single point in the second half, the KC defense managed to hold the Ravens to just 10 points throughout the game, and the Chiefs were headed to the Super Bowl for the 4th time in 5 years. Mahomes and Kelce again put on a clinic, connecting 11 times for 116 yards and a touchdown. The Chiefs have solidified themselves as a dynasty and are going for their 3rd Super Bowl win since the 2019-2020 season. The Chiefs will be appearing in their 6th Super Bowl with a record of 3-2. The Chiefs won in 1969, 2019, and last year in 2022. The 2 losses came in the first Super Bowl in 1966 and to the Buccaneers back in 2020. In the way of yet another Chiefs victory stands another historic team, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers started the season already looking like the Super Bowl favorites, getting off to a 5-0 start and scoring 30 points or more in each game. Similar to the Chiefs, however, the Niners then lost 3 straight games to the Browns, Vikings, and Bengals. During that time, a lot of the stars on San Francisco roster were banged up, and it showed. The team needed to regroup and find their footing before the second half of the season if they wanted to make a Super Bowl run. And they did just that, winning 7 of their last 9 games and securing the number 1 seed in the NFC. Quarterback Brock Purdy set a new franchise passing record on the season, finishing with 4,280 yards and 31 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey was, in my opinion, the MVP of the 49ers and possibly the NFL, finishing the season with 2,023 all-purpose yards and 21 total touchdowns. After the first round bye, the 49ers hosted the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round. They absolutely looked rusty, and for a while, it seemed like San Francisco would be sent home packing. The Packers were up 21-14 heading into the 4th quarter and had all the momentum on their side. But the 49ers managed to do something they hadn't done all season, and that's pull off a late-game comeback win. McCaffrey ran for his 2nd touchdown late in the game, and the 49ers pulled off the nail-biter win and earned a spot in the NFC Championship game, beating the Packers 24-21. Heading to their 3rd straight NFC Championship and 4th in the last 5 years, San Francisco was set to host the high-powered Detroit Lions. This game started out as an absolute disaster for the 49ers, and it looked like they were on pace to get steamrolled by the Lions. Detroit scored on just the 4th play from scrimmage and continued to score while holding the 49ers to just 7 first-half points. The Lions were up 24-7 heading into the second half, and it felt like if they scored again, that lead would be insurmountable. The 49ers then scored 17 points in an 8-minute span of the third quarter to tie the game. Another 10 points in the fourth quarter put the 49ers ahead, and although Detroit would attempt their own last-second comeback, San Francisco held on to win after mounting the 4th comeback ever from 17 points down or more in a conference title game to head to their first Super Bowl appearance since the 2019-2020 season. They will be appearing in their 8th Super Bowl and currently sit with a record of 5-2 in the big game. The 8 appearances are tied with the Cowboys, Steelers, and Broncos for the second highest. Only the Patriots, with 11, have appeared in more Super Bowls. The 49ers' 5 wins were in 1981, 84, 88, 89, and 1994. The 2 losses came in 2012 to the Ravens, and like I mentioned, in 2019 to the Chiefs. Now that we're up to speed, time to get to the main storylines surrounding the big games. I mentioned both teams being in the Super Bowl during the 2019-2020 season, so yes, that means this Super Bowl is a rematch. Just 4 years after the classic Super Bowl that saw the Chiefs come back to win 31-20, the 49ers and Chiefs have a rematch in the big game. Most of the faces are the same, including legendary head coaches Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan, and of course, Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes will probably be the biggest storyline coming into this game. He's already widely regarded as one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, and a win in this Super Bowl would solidify himself on that list. A win on Sunday would give Mahomes 3 wins, which would be tied with Troy Aikman for the 4th most Super Bowl wins by a quarterback ever. The man under center for the other team, Brock Purdy, will be a huge topic of discussion. Purdy has been phenomenal when he's at his best, but the narrative is that Purdy doesn't really show up in big games. Granted, last season, Purdy injured his throwing elbow in the NFC Championship loss to the Eagles, but this postseason, he struggled in both games against the Packers and the first half of the game against the Lions. He has a chance to flip that narrative by putting on a great performance when it matters most this weekend. This game will also feature a matchup of the 2 best tight ends in the NFL, George Kittle and Travis Kelce. Kelce, even at 34 years old, still just barely missed the 1,000-yard receiving mark and was the best weapon not named Patrick Mahomes on the Chiefs' offense this postseason. Kittle has only produced 3 1,000-yard seasons in his career, but is arguably the best blocking tight end in the NFL, on top of also still being an elite pass catcher. One of my favorite weird facts about the Super Bowl every year is the white jersey theory. All 57 previous Super Bowls have featured one team wearing a white jersey and one team wearing a jersey of a different color. Teams wearing white jerseys have won 16 of the past 19 Super Bowls and have won 37 out of the 57 matchups. For this year's big game, the 49ers will be wearing white while the Chiefs will be in red. Just something to keep in mind. Overall, this is going to be a game full of stars and big-name matchups. The 49ers are loaded with talent on both sides of the ball, with pass rushers like Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Chase Young, and more, plus linebackers Dre Greenlaw and All-Pro Fred Warner. The offense can score in a multitude of ways, like on the ground with Christian McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel, or through the air with Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, or Christian McCaffrey or Deebo Samuel. San Francisco head coach Kyle Shanahan is an offensive wizard, drawing up plays to get all weapons involved and in the end zone. For the Chiefs, of course, their biggest factor is Patrick Mahomes. Even though this Chiefs roster doesn't have the same firepower that it might have had the last time these 2 teams matched up in the Super Bowl, Mahomes will still find a way to score. Whether that's scrambling and making off-balance throws, throwing deep shots from the pocket, or running for first downs, he can and will beat any defense. Like I said, Travis Kelce has been incredible in the postseason this year, and rookie Rashee Rice has proven to be a #1 receiver. Running back Isaiah Pacheco has also had an incredible year, as well as putting up 3 touchdowns in the postseason. He's a hard runner that accelerates through any opening and is nearly impossible to bring down. In my opinion, this will be a high-scoring shootout of a game. Both teams will be able to run the ball well, but the 49ers have the advantage in terms of pass rush. The Chiefs' secondary has been lights out all season, so they will limit San Francisco's ability to move the ball through the air. Here's my prediction. I think Christian McCaffrey will get loads of touches and will put up a multiple-score game. Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce, and Mahomes will lead the Chiefs' offense to a plethora of points, but the 49ers defense should be able to pick up sacks and/or turnovers in key moments. I believe if the 49ers offense can play the way they did in the second half of the Lions game, they will come out of this weekend with a Lombardi trophy. But every time me or anyone else on earth bets against Mahomes and the Chiefs, it never really ends well, so I might regret my pick. Only time will tell. Thank you for tuning in to this Super Bowl preview edition of Sports Corner. Don't forget, the game kicks off this Sunday at 3:30 p.m., but I always tune in all day for all the pregame stories and festivities. Be sure to come back next Friday to hear my take on the game, and we'll catch up on a few other sports we've missed the past few weeks. I'm Cole Young. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome back to This Day. Let's take a look at today's movie presentation here on Village Television. Today's movie is Definitely Maybe, starring Ryan Reynolds, and being brought to you by Pacific Financial Planners. Definitely Maybe is a 2008 romantic comedy set in New York City. The film is about a former political consultant who tries to help his daughter understand his impending divorce by telling her the story of his past romantic relationships and how he ended up marrying her mother. And now let's move to announcements. Coming up this weekend on Sunday is the championship football game. It's just about here, Sunday, February 11th in Clubhouse 5. Doors open at 3 p.m. and kickoff is at 3:30. Bring your own snacks and food, and you can purchase drinks at the bar. For any questions, you can call Recreation at 949-597-4382. And now, taking a look outside at the weather, the recent storms have finally passed, and today it'll be partly cloudy and cool with a high of 58 and a low of 43. Going into the weekend, the sun will be out. There'll be plenty of sunshine on Saturday. It's going to be cool, though, in the low 60s. On Monday, there'll be more sunny skies and plenty of sunshine for Tuesday as well. And what's nice is this trend will continue through next week. Looking ahead to tomorrow on this day, Mariam Khan will be here with a possible new club called Life's Vitality Club. And that's it for this day. You can catch us again at 12:30 and 5 p.m. or check us out anytime on Village Television's YouTube channel. For This Day, I'm Bobby Higgins. Have a great day.
Friday Films, only on Village Television. Fridays at 2 and 6 p.m. Foreign films, dramas, and comedies. Award-winning films, romance and mystery. Independent films. Every Friday, only on Village Television.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.